What all of this takes us to, like the story and breaking through these success barriers and me needing to go take time to map things out. And the book talks to this, is there's an immense importance on the entrepreneur, the individual who's leading the company. Their well-being, their state of mind, what they're doing is the most important thing happening to that company. As the entrepreneurial leader, you need to embrace that role and you need to focus your passions, and from there you map your direction rather than, I'm ready, I'm just gonna go do it, and then start shooting everywhere and see what happens.
A friend of mine's son was looking for a job a few years out of college, maybe it was his second job. And so this was all related to me through his father, but he went to this website of this rather large company, very large company, and I knew the CEO, and the son perceptively read this, so they all had kind of little funny statements about them in their bios on the website, and in his bio it was like, what's your goal in life? And his goal in life was to be home in time for dinner. And my friend's son said, I'm never going to work for a company like that. The reason is because if the founder, owner, leader, CEO can't get home for dinner, what are my chances of ever being home for dinner? None.
Yeah.
And he was right, because I knew the inside workings of this company. And I had never stopped and read that bio. So interesting. You can see so much. So I just gave you a great interview technique, right? Yeah. See what you're going to go work for. The guy or gal who's leading that company at the top shapes the culture.
Yeah.
Bar none.
And so when he's shaping that culture where he's making it seem like it's a wish, a hope, a holiday, if you will,
right,
to be able to make it home for dinner in time,
right,
for him, probably is for everybody else too.
Yeah, they're not going to get home for dinner.
Yeah.
Well, they might, but they're not going to stay around the company that long because they're going to be shirking their responsibilities.
Yeah. And this brings us to like one of Max's fundamental pieces of who he is, where he says it multiple times, where he says, I want to shape my own vision rather than work as part of someone else's vision.
Right, yeah. So let me give you all an alternative view. So I've got a lot of military friends, and this one friend, he was at the time stationed at the Pentagon and worked for, he was an officer on the staff of a general who was, like several stars. And what this general's philosophy was, I'm always going to leave the office at 4 o'clock, because he knew his colonels and majors wouldn't leave for another hour. So if he didn't leave till 5, they wouldn't leave till 6. And so he goes, even if he had stuff to do, he could just do it later, or he could take it home with him or something.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thinking. So this CEO, he could have gone home to dinner.
Yeah. Just so his employees knew they can go.
Exactly. That's leadership. This general, I heard that and I was just like, whoa, that is amazing. Now, not every day that would work, and it's certainly not in wartime. That was a peacetime moment. But the idea that I'm going to take care of my people, and I know how they work and operate so well that they keep working after I leave so that they're ready for the next day, I got to give them some space.
Yeah. That's a great anecdote. What all of this takes us to, like the story and breaking through these success barriers and me needing to go take time to map things out. And the book talks to this, is there's an immense importance on the entrepreneur, the individual who's leading the company. Their well-being, their state of mind, what they're doing is the most important thing happening to that company. As the entrepreneurial leader, you need to embrace that role, and you need to focus your passions, and from there you map your direction before you enter the arena and begin to fire, because you want to be firing towards one target the whole time rather than, I'm ready, I'm just gonna go do it, and then start shooting everywhere and see what happens.
Brilliantly said.